Hi, I'm Lucy here with Everyday En-Lucy-ments, bringing you a bit of light every day. So your daily dose of awareness, light. And for today, day 13 out of the Connection series, we're going to talk about disconnecting from some toxic relationships. So in order to grow, you need enough sunshine, and you need to weed, you need to remove the weeds so that the flowers in your garden can grow, so to speak. So sometimes people serve us, or relationships serve a purpose during a certain time, but there may be times that that you have maybe outgrown the relationship. It can be that some people are just a bad influence on you. It could be that you have evolved and certain people have not evolved as fast, or you could just have some bad apples in your friends, in your network. So it's really important that you start paying more attention to that, and if you have such toxic people around you, that you start distancing yourself from them. And it's never too late to end some relationships. I know Arianna Huffington has spoken about the brilliant jerk, as she calls it, and that's in the context of work. You sometimes have a very like a person in your team who delivers, who's productive, who delivers maybe more than others on the team, but is really nasty to some people and is creating a culture that is, a culture of fear, a culture of people not daring to share their thoughts and ideas. And ultimately, the cost of such a bad weed, so to say, is higher than the productiveness of that individual. So I know a lot of people have started to become more aware of this. A lot of people, entrepreneurs and successful business people, are speaking out against just looking at the results of a person, but you should also look at the impact of them on the whole team and on the culture of your organization. So that's just very important, be it for you professionally in the workplace, when you're working with teams, when you're trying to set up a certain organizational culture. It's also important for you personally in your personal life. If you have certain objectives, certain goals you want to reach, and certain dreams you want to realize, you don't need someone to kind of crush your dreams. You don't need people around who are going to hold you back and going to discourage you. So as we end this episode, I also want you to take a look at your phone and go through your list of contacts and think about the people that make you feel better when you've been with them, and maybe the people who make you feel worse about yourself after you've met. And maybe see if you can remove a few. You can also do it on social media. Maybe you have some Facebook friends that, it's time to unfriend them, or maybe you have some LinkedIn connections who are just like making your feed very negative, or just, I personally don't understand certain people because, your boss, your colleagues, they're on LinkedIn, your potential customers, and there's still some people who think it's really great to write really nasty comments. So, if you have some of those in your network, you may want to remove them as well. So if you need some clues as to who to consider as a toxic person, I found this on the internet and I thought it might be of use to you. It's not my own invention. You find this, just do a search on 8 toxic people you should get rid of. Not literally, but just disconnect. So 1, those who spread negativity. 2, those who criticize you all the time. So they're always judging you, and it makes you very self-aware and very, you become less confident from this. And sometimes these people could even be our intimate partners, which is really an alarming, like an alarm bell. 3, those who waste your time. You also have some of these, you want to meet them for half an hour and you end up spending 3-4 hours and you've just done nothing useful. Those who are jealous, you don't want that around. If a real friend should be happy when you are succeeding, when things are going well for you, they should be able to be happy for you without thinking of themselves. Those who play the victim, you want to get rid of those too from your network. Those who don't care whether you succeed, whether you're in trouble, they just don't care, they're indifferent. That's also not a good sign. Those who are self-centered, and there are many of those pursuing their self-interest all the time. Yesterday or the day before, we spoke about purpose, and those who get it have a purpose that's bigger than themselves, and they are interested in helping others, and they see themselves in others. So people who are only busy with themselves, although there are many, you might end up with 0 connections. So you may want to be careful here, but see, the worst cases of narcissism, you can get rid of those from your network or your Facebook friends. And then those who keep disappointing you. If they've disappointed you once, twice, 3 times, it's really time to move on. So, you want to get you want to get more connected with yourself, with others, and to succeed, make sure you do a bit of, you clean up your connections, the people you hang out with, because that's the best indication of how successful you will be, is the people you're with. If they're not kind of bringing you to a higher level, that should be a wake-up sign. Okay, so you have some homework to do. Get with it. Maybe not too enthusiastically. Try maybe removing 3 connections or 5, and then see how you feel afterwards. You might find that your feed is much improved. Okay, see you next time. Bye.